Welcome in, Rad League. We are coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm your host, Andy's Love Life, and I'm joined today by the Jabronis. We're in Atlanta, Georgia for Cowboys versus Falcons.
Oh, Jabby Ginger.
Thanks, Jab.
Oh, Jabby Ginger. Strong enough, right?
Tastes real good. We are here live from the Aloft Hotel in Atlanta. Jab, how you doing? How do you like Atlanta? It's been a while since you've been here. What's your thoughts on today's travel day? The city thus far, we have a great view.
Yeah, great view of the Women's Network headquarters. Wings, I just got to cover off the wings of the hotel were good.
They were good. They did fuck up our order. We did ask for 2 pounds, 1 sweet chili, 1 garlic parm. They did bring us only 1. That was
$50, please.
Yeah, the gentleman didn't.
It was good. It was fresh. It was
good. The gentleman behind the bar didn't speak the best English.
That's
so
fine.
there was
That's
a
fine.
little bit of
a what's it called? Language barrier.
Yeah, for sure.
Good guy though.
Good guy. So we are here in Atlanta, Georgia. We were watching Georgia versus Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I love Florida Gators. You love Florida Gators. Both went to Donald A. Wilson Gators.
Gators.
We got sued because the logo was the same.
Yeah, we changed it up.
We're still blue and orange though.
Cheers.
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 Jab, you're currently 4-4 in the season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I am 6-2.
6-2, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. Second place.
Your team.
Our team's built for a 130 or an 85. That's
The fact that you're 6-2 with those wide receivers is pretty incredible.
yeah. Where do you stand at 4-4 in the standings?
Where do I stand? I stand at 6. Got a big PF week last week.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like we kind of scraped the surface with all those injuries, all those buys.
Yeah.
Job has no more buys.
That's insane.
Rest of season after this week. Devo's back. A few other guys are back, and everyone else is good. So even if the things happen that we don't talk about, it's fine because we have no buys, and we have some big matchups next week against G-Stop, and then big trade Blockbuster.
Breaking news, yeah.
Breaking
Tyler
news?
Lockett, number 1 guy.
Holy shit! Really?
The number 1 will fuck you player.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the team he's on, not the opponent he's about to face. Tyler Lockett for Wan'Dale Robinson, who is a bit of a
What's our scoring again?
the opposite of PPR.
So he's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wan'Dale. The thing is I was actually scared of playing Tyler Lockett in the scenario where Puka couldn't play. I also know that DK Metcalf is out this week. So I don't know the intent behind the Wan'Dale Robinson, like why someone would ask for Wan'Dale Robinson, but he's in a lineup, made the trade happen. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah. Who would I rather have? I don't know. I'd probably take
Yeah,
Wan'Dale.
it's done, man. Wash
Yeah, okay.
trade probably won't matter in about a couple weeks.
Okay, well, we are coming to you, like I said, from Atlanta, from Georgia, from the Aloft Hotel, downtown Atlanta.
Billie Eilish concert on tonight in Atlanta, Georgia.
People at our hotel are going to the Billie Eilish concert. They're trying to figure out their parking down the lobby. It's a disaster. There's a lot of people, a lot of commotion. Thank God we're not a part of that. We're here to have Jab Whiskey Gingers. We're here to watch some college football, some NFL football.
Cowboys versus Falcons tomorrow, big game. Let's get to the actual topic.
So I was just about to lead into that. We're also here to bring you a new segment called Jail or Prison.
Jail or Prison.
Sponsored by Jab's Jabronis.
Sheriff Jab, yeah. So the thing with jail, prison, approach 2 ways. So jail is a guy that you're kind of pissed off at, can still get out on bail, but he's pissed you off enough where he warrants to be sent to jail.
There's an arrest for him.
There's an arrest, obviously. And then there's prison, where prison you get like 10, 15 years of life, sometimes 25 to life. Guys that you're
sometimes the death penalty.
Sometimes death penalty. So that's how we broke it out. So players that are warrant jail, so bad enough, and then guys that warrant prison.
Yeah. So I'm going to start this off then with a player for you. jail or prison. This is a player that you are familiar with. I'm familiar with. His name is Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
This is a player who's had some good times, some bad times.
Okay. So that's your player. We'll go back and forth. So
Yeah.
my player will be
Yeah.
next. Okay. Jalen Waddle. So what was his points last week? So Tua is back.
Oh, I don't know. Two.
So I would say that is jail, not firmly prison yet, because he could have still some points here and there. But even
Yeah.
with Tua back in the lineup, he's still not producing, which would be cause for concern, especially considering how early he went in the draft. I think he went like early second.
First pick in the second round.
First pick in the second round over guys like Cooper Kupp, Joe Mixon,
David Montgomery.
Yeah.
I'd personally put him in the prison segment. He was my former keeper. Loved him then. Good player. The second they got Devon Achane, obviously Tyreek is the number one deep bomb. If we have it, it's there. We go to him. It used to be if it's not there, okay, we're going to hit Waddle underneath. Now, Tua goes night-night about once, twice a year, so he's got to get that out. He's got to get that thing out quick. Lefty. Get it out lefty quick. Devon Achane is the number 2 target in terms of the Tyreek bomb isn't there. Let's throw this to Achane. I had them both last year. Waddle didn't do too much.
Okay, so Waddle, I watch every Miami Dolphins game, watch it closely. Waddle, he hasn't really been there. And there's been a few snaps that he misses where he just jogs the sideline. I don't know if he's battling injuries.
No, he always is.
He's always battling injuries.
Yeah, he's always in the 10.
You rostered him.
Yeah.
Something is off with him. The slants look good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. So my player for jail or prison
Hit me with this.
is Zach Moss. Jail or prison?
He is in jail. He's not in prison. He's in jail. For where we drafted him, I want to say 7th round.
He got you some week,
The start of the year.
So he's
3 of his first 4 weeks over 10 points. Part of the reason we got off to a winning record. Did he lose his job? Yes. Is he slow? Double yes. Have we traded him away for a boom bust wide receiver? Yes. But you know what? If he's a great handcuff, he's a great guy that if a running back needs someone to play, if a team needs a running back to play 70% of the snaps, he will get you 10 points.
So he's not playing this week. Do you think Chase Brown steals the job?
I think he already has.
Do you think he's good enough where he just, Zach Moss comes back, he's just irrelevant, and maybe it'd be like a Devin Cuckletary situation where he just completely surpasses him after an injury?
I was watching every Bengal game. I like the Bengals.
Sorry about
Zach
that.
Moss.
Yeah.
He was losing the job to Chase Brown, but because this guy is built like an offensive lineman, he's in there for every third down, every pass blocking scenario. So he can't. Chase Brown is not built to be a workhorse. He's a good player. He's fast. He'll never be getting 80% of snaps. He'll never be getting more than 65, 70 unless Moss is out. So Moss is out this week. Chase Brown will do good. Moss will come back, and the snaps will be back to about 50-50. Now, the touches are going to be in favor of Chase Brown. Moss is not a startable player, though. Don't hear what I'm not saying. 50% of snaps, sure, it's great. Bengals, great. Offense, great. You can't start him. You haven't been able to start him for weeks. That's why I shipped him off for Bateman. At least Bate.
Where did you draft him again?
Round 7.
Okay, that's not bad. I think
round 7 is my 4th RB.
Fair assessment. You got those wins from Zach Moss. He got you some tucks.
Yeah.
It's not like he was in your lineup and he wasn't doing anything. You got your points out of him. You got a few dubs out of him. You're 6-2. It's fine.
All you can ask for with your 7th round pick sometimes.
Not bad. All right. So what do you got for me? Second player, jail or prison?
Jail or prison. This one hits home for you. This is Patrick Mahomes. He's getting up, folks. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is the second quarterback taken off the board.
Jail bail of $10,000. obviously, I think my bail would be a lot higher if I didn't have the scramble situation where I could have had Debo Samuel, and I went Mahomes, got Debo Samuel back home, still have Mahomes. I do feel like Mahomes is on the coming up. I think last year when the trade happened with Pink and Damien saw something a bit later in the season where the Chiefs weren't really showing their full hand, and I think something similar happened. Bucks versus Chiefs this week. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth. Matchup is in green. Not that they're always nads, but I do feel like Mahomes is, and he showed some promise last week, 18 points. Mahomes hasn't fucked me, but he is definitely not return investment.
That's fair. Hit me with what you got.
All right, question for you. Kind of like within your sphere as the Kyler guy.
Okay.
Marvin Harrison, jail or prison? 102, jail or prison?
This is tough because we haven't had a prison yet, and we're still not going to get one. I don't think Marvin Harrison warrants a prison. 102. As much as that it looks like there has been better players.
He hasn't been bad, but
no, and there has been better players obviously to go after him. AJ Brown, even though he got hurt, Kenneth Walker went in the first round, Joe Mixon in the second, David Montgomery in the second. Like, these are players that have been much better than Marvin Harrison, but you draft him at the 102 so he can be your keeper for the future. I still think second half of the season he's going to come on and be scoring tucks, be getting big plays. He's not the best receiver I've ever seen. But he'll...
Follow-up question to that.
Yep.
You said keeper, right?
Yeah. Is he the keeper?
Nico Collins or Marvin Harrison? Based on what you know now.
Based on what I know now, I'm probably going Nico Collins. But, Marv is super young. Okay. I mean, Nico in his rookie year, think back to that. He was nothing.
He also had Mills as his QB.
I know. But think about the step he took. To his next year. Marv can take a step too.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to ignore that. I've got one. This has got to be a prison. This is the double tight end draft from FIO. Round 4, Trey McBride. Round 5, Mark Andrews. This is just the concept, the action of going double tight end in the draft, jail or prison.
So,
prison being
say the players again.
Trey McBride round 4, Mark Andrews round 5.
Okay. So let's say McBride and Andrews are still in this team's lineup.
Can't play both then.
You can't play both, but Mark Andrews was dropped. A big asset you could have traded at this point of the year. A lot of teams could use a tight end right now. No? Fact or fiction?
Oh.
Fact or fiction? You could have at least traded her for something. Man.
A lot of teams have a tight end that is not that much worse than Mark Andrews that they're going to give up an asset.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So I would say it's prison just because I think there was some meat to the 4 and 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You could have went a different position, and if you were kind of stuck on that position, you rode for the double tight end. I think you would be feeling a lot better now than you would if you had have parted ways with one for the price of none.
Yeah. Okay, hit me with one player. We'll rapid fire this,
and
then we'll move on.
Yeah, so rapid fire. Okay, rapid fire.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give you rapid fire too.
Rachaad White.
Oh, Rachaad White.
Jail or prison?
That guy, he's jail. He's, he comes in and out on bail. He gets arrested for a misdemeanor, and then he gets bailed for...
I think you're in your cell for 10 years, and you chop your cock off and die. Okay, Watson.
Christian Watson. Oh, man. This guy, if he fucks me again this week, he's about to go into prison.
Okay.
He's currently in jail, but they play the Lions this week. Juicy matchup, high over under. If he gets that 40-yard tuck, 40-yard over the shoulder, catch and run, then I bail him out.
I like his mom. It seems very nice. All right, next player. T. Higgins.
That guy's prison. That guy is he's got the death sentence.
Death sentence.
That guy, we could be in round 14 next year, I'm drafting a defense over him. You know what I mean?
You're going quadruple tight end.
Yeah, this guy fucks you.
We both roster this guy. Don't fucking draft this guy next year.
Last rapid fire, Travis Etienne, jail or prison?
Oh, that's what I had too. He's prison, considering what he had to pay.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wasn't.
He also sucks.
Okay. I do have a kind of I had an affinity for Travis Etienne.
So did I.
At 103. Like, I was like, if he's in the draft, I don't know, maybe. I would say if it was between him and Marvin Harrison, I would probably go Etienne. Thankfully, Brown landed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's definitely prison.
Okay.
Definitely,
for sure, for me too.
All right.
Well, I'm the Bigsby guy too, so.
Yeah. All right. One last player.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, jail or prison?
Oh. You know, he's not in prison for me. I've also never owned him. He's in jail for me just because he's 22 years old, man. If he fucking strings it together a couple games at the end of the week, you don't think someone might not take if he's a starting quarterback next year, you don't think someone's not going to take a shot on him just because if he's got all these physical traits? Like, he's played such little football, obviously, which is a concern, throughout college and NFL due to injuries and being a little iffy. I'd personally be willing to give him one more chance.
I would have said the same thing 3 weeks ago.
But I like the guys who can run.
Yeah, it's fair. I guess we'll let it marinate.
Yeah, he can marinate.
Okay.
This slides into our next segment here. This is kind of a jail or prison too. This is the vacuum cleaners sleeping through weeks of a 2-5 record and a 2-6 record with suspended Jameson Williams and Croc T. Higgins on the roster. Croc Travis Etienne on the roster. Not that you can really trade him for anything. JMO T. Higgins, you're 2-5. You didn't trade either of them away. Now you're 2-6. You still haven't traded either of them away.
So let's say he doesn't win.
Yeah, then you go to
week.
2-7.
You want these guys for the Dookie Bowl?
Yeah, you might. Or do you trade him for...
Now let's say if he wins, I would assume that player is still good enough to start next week.
Gotta be. Unless, dude, T. Higgins, I don't think he has played in about 2 weeks.
I would...
Also, did Jameson Williams take steroids? Why is he suspended? I still don't really know.
I think he's a sketchy boy. I think...
he gambled.
He gambled. He eats McFlurry on his burger or something.
He puts ice cream on his McDonald's burgers, McFlurries.
Right on. Yeah, so... also, like, could you not trade him now while his value's high? Like, there's teams like... I would say that if I'm the Tinker Soldiers, I know how his brain operates. He likes Bama receivers. He likes Twiggy boys. I would say that he's probably thrown a few offers at him, and Com has been hard to reject it. I don't get the intent. If I was in that situation 2-6, I don't want to tell a team how to manage their team, but I do know how it feels when you need to scrape wins.
So do I, and those players would be out the fucking front door of the
Yeah,
Aloft
so I'm the
Hotel.
same guy that traded Deontay Johnson for Nico Collins last year when I needed wins. So I would probably make some trades
I think
if
it
I
was the
were the
vice
come
versa
cleaners.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that.
Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
be
I do get like you like the player, and maybe I don't know the other side of it. Maybe he's not getting good return, but at the same time, I don't know why you have 2 weeks where you're just holding on these guys. Maybe so.
This is the thing. If you hold both of them through this week, playing against me, by the way, hold them both through this week, you lose, you go 2-7. The warden is fucking coming to your cell and taking them into solitary for eternity. They're gone. It doesn't matter if they are going to play touch football in the yard with you. You're 2-7. You can't win out. I've never seen something like that before.
I didn't say it.
Hey, 7-7 can make the playoffs, but can you win out like that? I don't know. I don't think so. Moving on. You know what teams are at the bottom of the standings, top of the standings? What's kind of standing out to you is a GM that might have a big second half. This could be with big trades. This could just be their team has finally come together and they're going to be stacking up wins.
I kind of alluded at it. I think my team, the Jabronis, the Jab, Past all our buys, a lot of big names. Got Tyreek Hill with Tua back, got AJ Brown, got no buy, fully rested. Brian Thomas Jr. See happens there, but regardless of what happens there, Debo's back. A lot of guys there. But if I weren't going to pick that, and we've already kind of seen it, so this might be hindsight 2030. But I think and I said this at the very start of the year when everyone was bashing Ben Schrommers. I knew this guy, and I know how he operates. He had a vision. It's paying off. Look at his points for these past few weeks. I put up 134 or something last week. Wasn't enough. This guy is a fucking unit. This guy could even get a bye.
He could.
I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe even the last pod, we were talking about how Ben Schwarmer's like needed to start getting wins and like what's going to happen. Will he miss the playoffs? I feel like that's fucking done. That narrative's done. He's so back. He's my team.
He is a hell of a team. This guy knows. My GM, or my team, I think is going to have a big second half. Don't love their latest move of getting rid of Najee and Drake London for Alvin Kamara and Ladd McConkey. That being said, they have a lot of depth. I know they're going to be facing teams with bye weeks. There's injuries going on. Eat my grit. They have a tough matchup against you this week. If they can squeak one out, they become 3-6. And I think they got enough pieces to scrape together consistent 110, 115, 120 points a week. They've probably been doing that already. I think they could scrape together some. I don't know.
I think he's back. I saw a report.
Okay, that's good for them. Eat My Grit would be the team to kind of jump back up into the playoff standings there.
Yeah. I think like I'm feeling like a 6 seed maybe.
Yeah.
Depends how the puzzles fall.
Next up, any current playoff teams you think are going to slide and miss the playoffs? I'll go here. It's got to be the Jackrabbits.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Jackrabbits.
We all end up being the same team.
He's got 3 tight ends still in the lineup.
I also feel like, I love the guy.
Great guy.
Best man.
Yep.
Like, tier, like,
S tier.
Yeah. But, he has 3 tight ends. I do feel like his last few roster moves have been questionable. I just worry that he tries to maybe overmanage. Doesn't have the... I don't know. I just feel like there's been a few moves here and there where he's going back and forth on guys. I don't feel like Connor or Stevenson is sustainable enough to really ride on. He's obviously missing Mike Evans. I don't know.
Metcalf is
out. Standings are just tight enough where just like loss this week, maybe win this week, a couple losses next week. Still has a bunch of buys coming up. Connor is out. I think he has his bye late, so maybe it's like and his PF is low too recently. So I feel like it's one of those things where he just misses the playoffs. I hope it doesn't happen, but anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I think he started.
I think Oprah said that.
I think he started 4-1 last year.
Yeah.
And missed the playoffs. Pray it doesn't happen again though. Fingers crossed. Who do you like? Our first half MVP of the Rad League has probably been Derrick Henry. He's been a beast. He talks every week.
Within that first half MVP is pretty obvious. GM wise is Tinker Soldiers.
Yep, killed the draft. They're 7-1.
I know he wants a power ranking video. It's pretty obvious. He's number 1.
Who do you like as a potential second half MVP, player wise?
Oh, player wise. It's a great question. I'll bring it back. It's going to be Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
Wow. They're going to do it again?
Absolutely.
They're going to do a post-bye CeeDee Lamb, just like 2023. Fast forward to 2024, he scored 26 points first week after the bye.
Absolutely.
I think they might do it again, too.
I hope so.
I think
maybe I'm not playing them, but I hope so.
I think we might be seeing this tomorrow at Mercedes-Benz in
Atlanta.
Let's
go. Come on, let's get this win.
I don't want to see that. I do think CD might go off. I do think the Falcons are going to win the game. I do think they're a better team.
Person.
Fair enough. Second half MVP, I was going to go CeeDee Lamb too. I've watched this guy this year. He has been disappointing in the first 5 weeks prior to the bye. It's exactly how I felt last year. We came out post-bye. I saw this guy in the tunnel giving the locker room, giving the the pregame speech. I said, this guy's going to have the same thing that happened last year. 26 points, 2 touchdowns, 140 yards.
Also, just read off the Cowboys' next matchups.
Oh, this will be
A
good.
lot of shootouts.
This will be good.
And they haven't played the Eagles yet. The Eagles are always high-scoring games back and forth, like 30
Tomorrow,
to 27
Falcons.
games or something like that.
Falcons, highest over-under of the week.
Well, like 52 and a half?
Yep. Following week, Philly. This guy cooks Philly every time.
Dak cooks Philly.
At home. Following that, Houston. At home. Houston has Nico Collins back. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins. Going to be high scoring. 2 high scoring teams. Following that, Washington. Jaden Daniels can throw. Washington defense, not great. High scoring divisional matchup. Important game. Throw to your best player. New York Giants at home after that. Their defense, not too good. CeeDee Lamb, big touchdown against them last time. Cincinnati, not great defense. Carolina, worst team in the NFL. Tampa Bay Bucks, offense is okay. Defense is not that great. NFC matchup, big wild card implications. Going to be high scoring. Following that, Philly again. CeeDee Lamb cooks Philly. Lock it in. Second half MVP.
Tolbert, baby.
Jalen Tolbert. Okay. This brings us to another new segment, and this is our final segment of the show.
Fine.
Believe it or not.
We buzzed through that. Is
We're
it
there.
26 minutes? Jameer Gibbs number, autism?
Okay. How would you introduce this segment for us?
How would I introduce this segment?
You can just say what it is.
So let's picture we're in a hotel room, right? Sometimes you're late at night with your friends in high school, prepubescent. You go through in your classroom, who would you fuck, marry, kill? We're doing this player-wise. So big names in the Rad League. We might even spin off, go a few different directions, but we've got a few names here, a few brackets of players. We'll go through 3 rounds. So the first round,
Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, Jameer Gibbs. These are the 3 biggest names in Dynasty Fantasy Football, in the Twitter nerd Fantasy Football. What am I going to do? I'm going to marry Jameer Gibbs, Detroit Lions, Honolulu Blue, Dan Campbell. They score points. He's not run into the ground. Good offense, good for the future. I am going to...
tough.
Bijan Robinson. If I need 12 points in a matchup, I'm going to Bijan Robinson. Breece Hall, you're done. You would have been my number 1 of all both these players start of the year. Don't love the Jets. Don't like what they got going on. You look a little bit iffy this year. I don't want nothing to do with the green and white. Kill Breece, marry Bijan, fuck Gibbs.
I mean, if I could fucking marry both, I think you know what I'm picking. But yeah, same points that Al had about Gibbs. I would fuck Breece Hall, because any given week you can just bust one. Bijan Robinson, I just don't like his vibe. I just want to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I said going into last year, I said send me Gibbs for Bijan in app, and I believed it, and I still believe it to this day. He just doesn't really excite me too much.
Fair enough.
So I would probably kill him.
Fair enough. Next one, we've got the big trio of wide receivers. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. We'll go to you first.
What are they again? Jeff, Chase, Lamb.
Yeah.
I would marry Lamb for sure as a Cowboys fan, absolutely. And then you get Dak with the long contract. You know he's going to be the QB for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's always going to be top 3. That's the guy you marry. That's the guy you get a house with. This guy you buy a mortgage with. You get a dog with. Who would I fuck? Chase. I like the guy. He fits my specs. He's a big boy. He's fast. And FIO, actually, he beat me in a matchup because of Chase. Whereas Jeff is just kind of like getting the 11 points consistently, 15 points, but never
13.
never those weeks that you just want to fuck. So I would kill Jefferson for multiple reasons. The grills, the fucking attitude, the being pissed off in the sidelines, smashing your helmet.
The Jet.
I would kill him. I would fucking kill that guy.
I'm marrying CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, he might be the best player to ever play for our franchise. Might be too soon to say that. He did win us a Rad Bowl last year. Rad Bowl MVP. Was our best player. He's our keeper.
How many points? You got 28 points last week or something.
Yeah,
that.
26.
Like
Yeah, what did you get in the
26.
Rad Bowl? What did you get in the
I like
Rad
that
Bowl
number.
last year? I think he got 30 points.
I
in the
like
Rad
that
Bowl
number.
last year. He got 30 points in the Rad Bowl last year. He was averaging, I don't know.
Who did you beat
20.
again?
The Inferno.
Who'd you beat last week again?
The Inferno. Because he can't beat CeeDee Lamb because he doesn't ride.
Oh, so that's a guy you want to marry.
Yeah. He was trying to play Devontae Adams against me.
Who's that? Okay, yeah. We'll stick on the topic and then maybe spin off on a few other things. We'll see.
Yeah. I would definitely fuck Jamar Chase though. That guy loves a big touchdown. That guy loves Joe Burrow. Hot. Justin Jefferson. Are you really ever that scared of him?
No.
No.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. And then obviously he's going to get 25 against me now tomorrow. Every other week though, you're getting 13.
Clip it.
Next up, we're going rookie edition. F, Mary, Kill. Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. Picked at very different spots in the draft. 2 first rounders.
Let's recap it. Where were they picked?
Marvin Harrison, 102. Malik Neighbors, 107. Brian Thomas Jr., you picked him in the 7th round.
Mm-hmm. So some intel. I mean, most of the league probably knows this, but my strategy in the draft was when push came to shove, if it was between, so if I didn't get AJ Brown, and if it was between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors, I would have drafted Malik Neighbors just out of horniness. So I would fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would marry that guy and fuck him while I'm marrying him.
Okay, but you have to fuck someone with premarital sex in this.
Okay. Okay. Shit. No, I would fuck actually Neighbors just because I believe in Lawrence more than I know that the Giants will for sure draft a QB in Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So quick fuck. He's great player. And then I would probably marry Brian Thomas Jr. Just because he's a very stable, you know what you're getting. He's proven to be good. I think the Jags are only going to get better.
Lawrence can throw it good enough.
He can throw. Lauren loves. That was part of the reason why he was green highlighted on my board. Is because I knew that Lawrence, well, he can throw INTs. He's maybe not the best quarterback, but he does know how to throw deep. And this one of the best deep ball receivers I've ever. I'll say the word scouted, like I'm a fucking scout, but I did really like the guy, and I feel like he's very optimal for that offense. And maybe a few things click right, it might be my keeper. We'll see. It's still November 9th.
Tommy Pod said you should keep him.
We'll see. November 2nd.
Okay,
so in the last one, I would kill Marvin Harrison Jr. So just to recap, Jamie Ginger's deep. I would fuck Neighbors. I would marry Brian Thomas Jr. and I would kill Marvin Harrison with a shotgun.
You know, when I was scouting Brian Thomas Jr.
Hello.
Oh, is this Tommy Pod?
Wow. Tommy Pod, Thomas Power. We are live from Atlanta, Georgia, on the Rad League podcast.
It's incredible.
We have a special edition here, a new segment here. Jab, why don't you say hello, Jake?
Tommy Pod, how you doing?
Jake, good to hear from you, buddy. Appreciate you guys having me on together.
So what? Just quickly, because we're on this segment here, and we're going through fuck, marry, kill, and I know you reached out to me on the Twitter, and you mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. You would keep him.
Yeah.
You're also an Eagles fan, so if you were to shotgun to your head and pick between Brian Thomas Jr. and AJ Brown today, who would you keep?
It's very simple. AJ Brown. Wasn't even a thought, didn't even have to think about it.
Absolutely.
I will say that Brian Thomas Jr. is doing something that I think is up there with, he's going to become one of the top wide receivers, faces of the NFL in the near future. But A.J. Brown, if you throw that guy a contested ball 30, 40 yards down, he's catching it every time. So A.J.
Absolutely.
Brown, without a doubt. Didn't even have to think about it.
So
right.
give us a fuck, marry, kill here between Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., and Malik Neighbors, the rookie wide receiver edition. You also have Marvin Harrison Jr. on your team and Kyler Murray, and you have a bit of a love-hate with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It takes a thought, but I am marrying Brian Thomas because his speed and just everything about him just screams you want to marry that guy. I am going to fuck Marvin Harrison, and Malik Neighbors can unfortunately pass away.
Fuck you. I'm just kidding. No, I get it.
I will give you the simple answer there. I think that Brian Thomas is the fastest, and I think that he's the most athletic. I think Marvin Harrison has like the best hands, but I will say this about Neighbors. There's something about his aura. There's something about his discipline that I don't trust in a big game situation. He's the type of guy that's getting drunk at a nightclub or a strip club. Right?
I do get that. I think he does have CTE too. As someone that's had CTE or has CTE, I think he has CTE.
I will say too, Marv Harrison, right? Concussed, really bad concussion, doesn't miss a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I think he tucked the next game, too.
He did.
If it goes to me, what I'm going to be doing is, this might be a little hipster of me. I am going to marry Marvin Harrison Jr. Just for the fact, I think he still has the highest ceiling. I think he still has that next gear. All three of these guys, incredible.
I think Marvin Harrison will be really good. Maybe not right now, but maybe it'll be like a CD Lamb situation where when he's like 24 in his prime, like got a few reps in, then he'll be fucking good.
Yeah.
The ceiling for this guy is incredible. I know I bashed Marvin Harrison, but more as a bit. All these guys are good. Let's say.
And Kyler Murray's going to be there for a number of years. A little bit stability there. I'm a big stability guy. Due to that, I am going to fuck Brian Thomas Jr. He's been good this year. Definitely scary to play against. I'm going to kill Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors would have been my number one pick. Just if I had to pick my favorite wide receiver of these three coming into the year. Don't love Daniel Jones. Don't love the Giants. Don't love MetLife Turf. For that reason, unfortunately, Malik Neighbors had a couple drops as well. I know those can be fixed, but I don't want to mess with these bad teams. You look up and down my lineup, I target players on good teams. I don't care if they're a mid player. I want you on a good team. I don't want Daniel Jones. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I don't want these bum.
I don't even think there's really any QBs in the draft next year that would warrant like a big upgrade over Daniel Jones. And are there any big free agent guys just starting harassing?
I'd have to have a couple
QBs,
more
but
jab whiskey gingers and then scout.
I
these
can pour you another
quarterbacks.
one. Tommy Pod, just gotta say, I love that you're a fan of the league. I don't know that you'll make it in Kraken League. We'll see. Maybe someone dies. Who knows? Maybe in that situation you hop in. But just gotta say, I love you, buddy.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, the Rad League is something that I think most fantasy football leagues strive to be. I think that, there's so much weight behind everything, the moves, everything you see on Twitter. You guys do a really good job of, just having a fun experience for a lot of your GMs. So I can understand you want to keep a little tight-knit circle there, and all the power to you guys. But
it's not that we hate you, Thomas.
Yeah.
It's that
That is the full name.
Thomas. It's not that we hate you, Brian Thomas Jr. It's that we love. It's that we love the 3 flex.
Right. right.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting, eh?
Yeah, and we're selfish boys.
We want to get one last opinion from you here.
I can understand for sure. I get that.
We want to get one last thought from you here before we wrap up this episode. There was just a trade that went down in the Rad League. Tyler Lockett for Wan'Dale Robinson. Who would you rather have on your team?
Isn't that a nobody trade, eh? With two
Yeah.
scrubby players? The only reason I say that is because Daniel Jones is like watching a car accident. You like to watch it, but at the same time, it's just terrible. I wouldn't say that I'd want Lockett over Wan'Dale Robinson if you're just taking the two wide receivers and, not looking at their teams that they're on.
Well, you got it.
But I got to say Wan'Dale Robinson. And I'll ask you guys a question. I was trying to think of a fuck one, marry one, kill one for 3 running backs that kind of are starting to emerge here. And I got 2 of them. Maybe one of you guys can help me with a third. But I was thinking, I'm a big Bucky Irving guy. Renamed my team Uncle Buck because of him. So if you had to choose, and again, throw out one more running back, I was thinking the Tracy running back on the Giants, Bucky Irving on Tampa Bay, and then can you guys give me somebody else that I might be forgetting? Oh, let's go with this, Tank Bigsby.
Oh.
So out of those 3, fuck one, marry one, kill one, both of you guys give me it quickly.
Yeah. I'll jump in here quick.
I didn't hear the question.
It's fuck, marry, kill. Same segment. Tyrone Tracy, Bucky Irving, Tank Bigsby.
Okay.
I am going to marry Tyrone Tracy because I think he has the best. I think he has the best stranglehold on the starting job. Currently, he has pop. He can catch the ball. He's fast. Currently, the known starter. I love Tank Bigsby though. I am going to fuck Tank Bigsby because he has fucked for me this year. Got me 2 big wins, 2 weeks of 25 plus. Bucky Irving, I'm going to kill. He's a good player. Been trying to trade for Bucky. He's not.
Really?
Yeah, he's not the starter. He's probably not going to be the starter. If Travis Etienne were to be benched, traded, continue to be shit, I would go all in on Bigsby because I love the way he runs. He runs hard. He's big. He's fast.
What? So I'm just trying to figure out what happened between this year and last year with Tank Bigsby.
It's simple. Let me break it down for you.
Steroids?
No, let me break it down for you. He was a stud in college, complete bell cow, big playability, and between the tackles grinder. Not everyone booms right away when they first come to the NFL. A lot of adjustments, a lot of personal adjustments, a lot of physical adjustments.
Rashad White, another Bucks running back, was iffy to start out.
Yep. And obviously he started out slow. He barely got touches after that. Probably a confidence issue. And then you know what? Now I've seen enough. He does have that dog in him. He is a good runner. He is better at the running back position than Travis Etienne. Jab, what would you say here?
I would say I would definitely fuck Bigsby. Just because short term I would fuck him. If I need a lineup, if I need a guy in a lineup, he's gonna get me points. Tyrone Tracy, I do like this guy. I didn't believe in him too much heading into the draft, but from what I've seen, maybe he's the Giants' long-term QB, which is Merryworthy. And then kill Bucky Irving because he deserved, like he was on the wire. He just dumped this guy to a curb.
That's piss
He'll
poor.
live with
I
Jerome
respect
Ford probably at some point.
All right. Anything else for our boy here?
Side question. I heard you're a real estate agent.
Yes, sir. That was my day job, 9 to 5, but it's not a 9 to 5.
Absolutely. Where do you see the real estate market heading in the next 3 to 4 years?
So I've been through, in real estate, we talk about cycles, and when you become an agent and you haven't experienced the cycle, it's kind of hard to, tell people how the market is going to play out. I've now been in one, starting in COVID, and I've gone to a low point last year, which was a terrible time to sell houses. It was an okay time to buy, and now the market is on the upswing. So tell anybody that you know that if they're looking to sell their house, next year is a good year to do it. And if you have anybody that's looking to buy a house, tell them to number 1, call Tom Power, and number 2, get the fuck on it right away.
Absolutely.
And that's a Rad League guarantee.
That's a sponsor. So 72 Bolton, who's our sponsor, it's a bar in Bob Cajun. They're closed in the winter. What do you say we partner with you and you become the new Rad League sponsor? We can't guarantee you'll be our 10th team, but we'll partner with you.
You know what? That is the best consolation prize we can get. The only problem is that you're going to have to all wear my Remax stuff.
I will wear it to bed, brother. I will wear it to bed with my wife.
Okay, there you go then.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for your time today. This has been week 8/9 of the Rad League podcast, brought to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, from the Aloft Hotel, from the Atlanta International Airport, from the MARTA subway we took from the airport to downtown Atlanta, from the fine gentleman who fucked up our chicken wing order down at the
Chicken
bar.
wings are actually good. Pretty fresh.
They were good. Shout out the kitchen.
in a box, but good.
Yeah, no plates at the bar. I don't know what's up with that.
I gotta say, I love you, Dearnest.
Well, thanks for joining us, Tom.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Rico Dental, anytime touchdown tomorrow. Put $1,000 on it. It's coming.
Sounds good.
We would, but that's out of our budget unless we up our sponsor game.
New sponsor of the Rad League.
New sponsor of the Rad League, Thomas Power
Sponsor
Real
of the Rad League,
Estate.
and we'll
Go
start
follow on
getting a little bit more.
Instagram.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Thanks,
Enjoy
buddy.
your game
Absolutely.
tomorrow.
Well, I say that wraps up today's episode of the Rad League podcast.
Can we
gone-
change quickly?
Yeah.
Quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, hit me with
Can we
that.
change the intro?
Well, we're recording this on an iPad. I don't know how the edit's going to be.
Weeks from now, let's change it to the Garrett Wilson intro. Like swap.
Oh, the Air Garrett?
yeah, the Air Garrett
Or Air
swap
Wilson?
it. Like something more modern.
Put this to music.
Cheers, boys.
Rad League.